right, so we are in the Languedoc with Les Equilibristes Picpoul. It's 2019, and I actually need to double check this is the Languedoc because the Equilibriste is basically they work all over France, so they find growers and then they make different wines from them. So I'm 90% sure these grapes came from Languedoc, but I will actually. I think I have it right here. Yes, correct. I knew that. just like double check. I don't like to give you wrong information. So 100% Picpoul. It is basically like supposed to be a fresh white. I do think that it had a little bit of skin contact, but not much, like maybe even a day or less. So that's why we're not considering it an orange wine here. But just so you know. And I think it had a little bit of lees. So that should give us some things for us to think about while we're looking at it. So color, it honestly looks more orangey. 19, 20, 21, 22. Has a few years of age on it, so some of it could be coming from that. A teensy bit of it could also be coming from that skin contact that we just talked about. On the nose, it's like flowers, salty flowers on the top. Sounds kind of weird, but it's like if you were by, I always say the ocean. I can't think of some other like saline breeze, but let's just say the ocean again. So you're by the ocean or the salty sea of next to Israel, whatever that one's called. And it's also next to like an herb garden and flowers, basically like similar to where I am right now if I was by the ocean. That wafting up is what I get on the top. Then on the bottom, it's like, it's actually surprisingly more like zippy than I would expect, even on the nose. Like it's like green apples. I would have expected more like yellow, but I'm getting more like green. Pears, more than like, well, no, peaches are there too. There's definitely some stone fruit. Potentially some tropical fruit as well. More like, not like the heavier stuff like pineapple, but more like lychee, that direction. So there's quite a bit here. Let's try it. Packs a little more heft than I remember. And that's probably from the long amount of lees contact plus that age. It's nice, but it's still light on the palate. I think it's a little bit higher in ABV. It's 13.5. But it sits lightly. So I would say, especially since it has, there's a lot of directions you could go with this. Like it's light and fresh, but it's actually surprisingly more complex than you might imagine. Initially, I was going to say like Thai food, and I think I still would, but it's not the same as like when I would pair a Riesling with Thai food. I probably wouldn't pair it with spicy Thai food. I would pair it with like some of the really like herby stuff, like curries that don't have a ton of spice to them, or maybe just like regular pad Thai would be really good here. Generally like tapas or meze platters would be perfect here too. Also, it's just great by itself. You can chill it down, have it by the pool, etc. Can't go wrong there. Enjoy.